Hey, welcome back to another episode of the She's Making an Impact podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Ngom. Today, we're talking about productivity. So, I've got easy productivity hacks to triple your results. How many? I got 10 productivity hacks for you today. Oh my goodness. I was recently asked this question, and it was, what is one productivity hack that you practice on a regular basis to keep yourself powering forward? And I thought, girl, I got more than one. I got 10 for you. So we're talking all about that. And I'm going to teach you productivity because you got an impact to make and you have a life to live. You don't need to spend 24 hours a day working on your business. You just need to spend a few focused hours on the stuff that matters. So here's why I'm teaching you productivity hacks today. I used to work 24/7. Like I was burnt out, neglected my child, ended up giving myself adrenal fatigue and leaky gut. I also gained 30 pounds. I was overwhelmed. I drank wine in the afternoon and at night to relax, then coffee and workout formulas to stay awake all day. And it was a rough time, and I'm grateful for that because I learned some really important lessons, like you can build a wildly successful business without being glued to your phone or working 24/7. Let me say that again. You can build a wildly successful business without being glued to your phone or working 24/7. And it's that important that I repeated that and that you believe that it's possible for you to have a successful business and have a great life. You don't have to choose. Okay. So, productivity hack number one is to work in chunks. So, I never sit down and work for 6 hours straight. I never work for 6 hours in a day, even. I set a timer for 45 minutes to an hour, and I work in short, focused chunks. And so after the timer goes off, I get up, I stretch, and if I have time, I do another little mini chunk. Okay. So usually by that time, there's a child that needs my attention. If I can, I'll do another. Productivity hack number two, work on one thing at a time, AKA no multitasking, and make sure it is a high impact activity, not like creating graphics or checking email. If you haven't read The One Thing by Gary Heller yet, I highly recommend it. Essentially, you want to work on the one thing that's truly going to move the needle forward in your business and do that first. So I want you to think, how often do you catch yourself doing non-essential tasks, busy work, like checking email, creating graphics, when in reality, what you really need to be working on is creating content or emailing your list. So know the one thing that you need to do today, and do it first. Productivity hack number three is turn off notifications on your phone or put your phone on airplane mode. Our phones are little devices of mass distractions. So, as I was creating the content for this episode, I had my phone upside down, so I couldn't even see it. So, oh, another thing, I don't have notifications turned on for social media or email. So, I don't have any annoying dings that are going to distract me. So, the only notifications I get on my phone are if someone calls me, someone texts me, and usually if that happens in Senegal, it's my husband or TJ, or we make a sale. So we got Stripe notifications turned on. So while you're in productive zone, I really suggest turning your phone on airplane mode, turn it off, or put it in another room. And every time you see a notification or you hear a ding, just know you're losing focus, and that's precious time that you could be working on your one thing or spending that time with family. Productivity hack number four is close out any non essential browsers so you can focus. So while you're working on your one thing, make sure any other browsers or tabs are closed. Again, you're only working on your one thing, and that's the only thing that's open. So keep your focus. Productivity hack number five is use the app Brain FM. So did you listen to episode 261? I can't believe we have that many episodes. Holy crap. So we had Tanessa Shears on. I love her, by the way. Make sure you listen to that episode. And It was so good. One of the tips that she gave us in that episode was using the app Brain FM. And so when I'm doing focused, like I'm creating content or something like that, I put on Brain FM. It's free. It helps you stay focused. It's awesome. Productivity hack number 6 is know your productive times. So for me, it's typically in the morning. That's when I can get the most focused, productive work done. And usually around like even 3, depends on how early I wake up. But like after 5, my brain is fried and I cannot focus and do creative work well. So just play around with your work times and see when you are the most creative and when you are the most focused. I know some of our Activate students are night owls. And so they work really well when their kids go to bed and they can stay up later. That's not me at all. I do so much better waking up early and then getting my creative juices flowing early in the morning. So just play around with your times and just see what works best for you. Productivity hack number 7 is either get childcare, work during nap time, or get out of the house. So if you have kids at home, I know I'm in it with you, and I know how much of a distraction it can be. TJ, who is our 7.5-year-old, he's doing virtual school and he's home all day. Gabrielle is 11 months old, so she's home with us too. And I can get work done when TJ is in class from 2 to 4. I have someone that is here in Senegal helping us and can watch Gabrielle for a few hours so I can focus. And as I was writing the content for this episode, I was actually at a cafe because sometimes you just need to get out of the house, especially when you work from home and children. I was like, oh, I need to get out of the house by myself for a little bit. And it was glorious. So just play around with it and decide, all right, is it nap time? Do I need to hire someone to come and watch the kids for a little bit when the kids are in school? Just figure it out, because you can do it. You can do it. Productivity hack number 8 is don't check email, Facebook, or Voxer if you're using Voxer until your one task for the day is done. So we talked about doing your one thing, and it's really important that you do that first. Another good book is Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, if you haven't read that yet. So I once heard Marie Forleo say, create before you consume. And this is really important. So I want you to think, what is in your email inbox? It's other people's agenda, not yours. Other people have an agenda for you. And if you are not careful and you're not intentional, those other people's agendas are going to take over and you're not going to get that important thing done, right? It's not your agenda. So here's a challenge for you. Okay, first thing, take a screenshot of this episode, post on social if you accept the challenge, and tag me on Instagram at She's Making an Impact that you accept. For the next week, don't check email, don't check Facebook until after lunch. I'll repeat that. Take a screenshot if you accept the challenge. Tag me at She's Making an Impact. I accept the challenge that I will not check email, Facebook, or Instagram until after lunch. Just try it for 1 week. You don't have to do it forever, but I bet you're going to be so much more productive if you do that. Are you in? Do it. Okay, productivity hack number 9 is to unplug. If you want to perform at your most productive, you got to make sure that you're taking time off of work. So I don't work on the weekends. I have like a 0 weekend policy now. And I typically take Fridays off too. And TJ and I have Fun Friday. It's kind of his incentive. Like, you get your work done because he doesn't have class on Friday. I'm like, if you get your work done early, then we get to play on Friday. And so that's his incentive to actually get schoolwork done during the week. So just decide in advance when you're going to be unplugged and put it on your calendar. And then tell somebody and just commit to that time being away from work. And when you do that, you're just going to come back refreshed and you're going to be ready to crush it. Okay. And productivity hack number 10 is focus on your energy, AKA eat healthy and work out often. So this one's really important. Exercise gives you energy, and the food that you eat is fuel. So start to journal out the food that you eat and how you feel afterwards. So remember, I talked about episode 261 with Tanessa. After I did that episode with her, I'm like, girl, I'm hiring you. Like, I want to feel my absolute best, perform at my absolute best. And when I hired her, she had me start journaling out my food. And unwanted symptoms and how I feel after I eat certain things. And I noticed one week I was eating keto, eggs, butter, and cheese, because keto options in Senegal are not plentiful like in America. We don't have MCT oil or stuff like that. And I noticed when I was eating this way, I had low energy. Like all throughout the day, I had low energy. And I just made this one switch. I was like, all right, I'm going to have oatmeal with eggs and peanut butter and see how I do. And boom, it was like Energizer Bunny. Oh my gosh. So just start tracking and pay attention to how certain foods make you feel, like eating sugar, stuff like that, or dairy or anything. And then exercise. So if you're not exercising, you're not eating well, start and do it now. So there you go, 10 productivity hacks for you to try out. And I'll just share, our students in Activate have gotten such insane results following some of these productivity hacks. So Danielle, one of our Activate students, she's increased her income while working way less, like way less. So trust me, you can have a great business without working 24/7. Katie, another one of our students, she only works 10 hours a week and makes way more than she did with her corporate job. And she has 3 tiny little children at home. So it's possible if they can do it, you can do it too. So I want to know, did you accept the challenge? And what's one of the productivity hacks that you commit to doing now? All right. If you're not doing any of them, pick one. If you're doing some of them now, decide to add one more and let me know. What do you plan on doing? You can just shoot me a DM on Instagram. She's making an impact. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it with a friend, another entrepreneur. You're like, you need these productivity tips. And if you enjoy listening to the show, make sure you go and leave a review on iTunes. It really helps us make a greater impact to reach more people. And I just love reading them. So thank you so much for listening to me today. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you next time.